I don't know if Dylan's coming or not. If he does, he'll turn up.
Yeah, we're just going to start without him.
We better get going because we need a quick recap of where we were and what you were doing.
Yes, we do.
Right. Sorry, I'm just looking for Jim D. Bushido. I have found my character sheet. All is well.
What date do you make it campaign-wise?
25th of Yo-Yo. Agreed, folks?
I think that's about right. To be honest, I haven't been keeping track of the dates per se.
It's about the only thing I understand in this game.
Are you sure it's the 25th and not the 23rd?
Yes. No, 21st I said, sorry.
I believe we'd stopped for the night in Garantoma village, was that correct?
Yeah, well, I've got it down as the 23rd, so I shall carry on with that.
I've got the 21st. I can get my notes out and tell you what it says in them from previous session if you want.
Yes, you do that, and I will ignore. No. No, I just got to be careful that I don't go too dogmatic.
I'll go into one of my 6 folders of notes here.
Well, if you're like me, you've got 2.5 ton of paper to do with campaigns and characters and that.
Last session of Bandits. 22nd of Yo-Yo was the fire alarm. In a cave with a hermit. Passed some villages. Met a beggar. No, 22nd, yeah, it's the 22nd I've got, and then if that's the end of the day, we tied somebody up at the end of the day, so if that was the end of the day, we're going on to the 23rd.
Okay, we'll call it the 23rd. Yeah, well, if you remember, you had a fire alarm from this huge foreigner who was drunk, and he was taken away to be, well, incarcerated for a short while. And then you came across the priest of Baku, who was ranting and raving about some woman he'd met, who was almost certainly not a human, because the description he gives matches that of what a D&D player would call a dark elf. And he had a tattoo of a spider on his forehead, which disappeared when you exorcised him, because that's what it looked like he needed. And we left it at that.
I believe there was a spirit demon that kind of emerged from his body and said some nasty things to us.
Oh, well, there is that as well, but I was just glossing over that because that's nasty. We don't want to talk about it.
No, I think it said something along the lines it would see us soon or something. I can't remember precisely what it said, but
it was almost certainly some sort of threat, like, we'll be seeing you later, Sonny, when I come back with me mates.
Oh dear. Right, well, I think it's best if we ask if there's a Buddhist shrine around. This gentleman needs it.
Just doing some production. As your voice was at 120%, Dave, and you were mega loud for me for some reason to fix that.
Sorry.
No, it was at my end. I had you at 120%, eh? So you're perfect at your end. I had you way too loud at my end, eh? Your voice is beautiful. Don't ever change. It's my fault. Production
you mean
error.
Even if it doesn't have a Scottish accent, you say it's beautiful? That's so kind of you.
Still beautiful, mate. Yeah, if I had a Scottish accent, it would be what you would call perfect. But without that, it's beautiful. Anyway, sorry, Tim.
Well, the nearest temple is at the next village along.
What's the name of the next village along?
Good question.
That's a funny name for a village. Oh, Dave, I've asked the other two guys as well if they can, because it looks cool. Can you go into Roll20 settings, go to dice settings, and put your 3D dice on?
Roll20.
You take the two. There's two options. There's one is enable 3D dice, the other one's automatically roll 3D dice. If you can tick both of them, please.
Yeah, you have to tick both because you only tick one of them, it doesn't work.
Righty ho.
All right, the name of the village is Kto Gami. I put it in the Roll20 chat for you.
Fair enough.
If
No problem.
And assuming you leave relatively early tomorrow, you'll get there around about midday or just after. And it is actually the border village between Musashi province, which you're in, and Kotsuke province, which is the next one along.
can you put the map up actually, Tim? Is that possible? Thank you, thank you, thank you. My viewers, thank you as well. It's a thing of beauty. I'm gonna get mine framed up next to my Westeros and my Middle Earth and my Baldur's Gate maps that I've got up on the wall in my house.
So 9.
So
So
you,
Kotsuke province has Maebashi in it, correct?
Maebashi, yeah, just over the border's Maebashi, isn't it? That
Yeah.
that river, that black line, that's the border, isn't it? And these lines here are the province lines.
Yes, it is.
The one that says Nana Shendu along it, that's a province line, isn't it? And then the one that Kofu is on, that's a province line that goes down to Yedo. Yedoi. What? Yedoi.
So is the-
No, they're actually roads.
They're roads.
the dotted lines are the roads, the solid lines are the rivers, I believe.
Alright, aye, so
Correct.
that's a river, that, okay. What's
There
the
is-
province
there-
lines?
There is a solid line, which is the major road.
Which is the
dotted
one that
lines
goes
are
through
the-
Maebashi?
It goes from Koga to Maebashi.
Yeah.
Yedo, Koga, Maebashi.
So what's the province lines?
There aren't any shown on here.
Ah, there isn't, right, okay. I was
If
trying to
you
work
if you
out
look in the
what that
if you
was.
look in the front of book 2, it's got the province lines.
Hang on, I'll get my box set out.
But unfortunately, they haven't put the province lines on this map.
In this instance, the river is approximately the border between the two provinces.
Where am I
Don't
looking
worry
in-
about it.
Where am I looking in book 2?
you wouldn't know
Oh,
when you get
yeah,
there 'cause
yeah,
they'll
yeah, I
charge-
see. Those are the province lines.
Yep.
Ah, yes.
So
and
if
they
you
are-
look, so province 9, which is Kotsuke,
Yep.
you'll see follows the line of the river from Maebashi.
Yeah. And we were going up over it, so we're going over into that one from 10.
Yes, we will have to
Yeah.
we will have
we're
to
in
cross cross the river to get into.
Well, actually, as it happens, well, you'll find out. But anyway,
Yeah.
so you have a quiet evening and you proceed on the next day.
Do we need to hire porters to carry Baku? I mean, what condition is he in?
Oh, he's perfectly capable of walking. He just tends to babble all sorts of rubbish. About places that you've never heard of and never been and probably don't exist.
Right. Well, I will listen to him
Right.
to see if there is method in his madness.
You can make I'm going to say an int roll. It's not an int roll, is it? It's a wit roll. Both of the Shigenja can make it as well.
Okay.
I mean, maybe talking about places from legend or something.
10 for me, I'm going to have to look at my sheet for that. What you want, a wit saving throw? Oh, mine's a 9. Just missed. Wrong dice, Dave.
Hang on, I think I rolled a D10, not a D20.
Mhm.
So I pressed the wrong button. My apologies. Here's the D20.
Oh, unlucky.
No. I'm obviously focused more on his health than anything else.
I had to. I thought you got your bad rolls out practicing before. Jeez.
I'm seeing some pretty butterflies go by.
We're
I'm
all
not paying
clueless.
attention.
A couple more 20s, look.
Maybe we get him out of the way now.
Yeah. Aye,
Well,
right.
at least we're getting the 20s out of the way early.
Nah, you both say that,
Yeah.
but you know Roll20's just got them stacked up. It's got dozens of them waiting.
Oh yeah, it's
You
just
know
like, oh,
it
that
does.
Bushido game's coming on. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
It saves the 20s from all those poor people playing D&D and struggling and can't get a 20, and it saves them up for us when we play Bushido and don't want them. Don't you roll 20? You're a harsh mistress. We're on to you.
It's worrying when the DM is quiet in the background.
Just roll 6 dice and then says nothing. Or they just rolls with another couple of dice.
Yep. I think he's taunting us.
Mm-hmm.
No, you got to remember that there are 11 of you in the group,
That's right.
Yes, indeed.
and I've just made 8 wit saving throws, failing on all of them.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Well, basically, as far as you can tell, what he's talking about makes absolutely no sense. But he obviously believes it. And
Yes.
he keeps talking as if he was in some sort of heroic game, one might call it.
Really?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. He's reverted to his childhood.
Is he talking about hit
You know,
points and saving throws?
when you run around pretending to be Bushy or something like that.
He's running about going, I'm level 3 and I've got this many hit points and this is my saving throw, and everyone's like, what the fuck is he on about? That's what he's doing
Well,
there.
you may think that you are jesting there, Mr. Oliver, but it's exactly what he's saying.
That's it. He's broke the fourth wall, he's gone demented, and he's through the fourth wall, his mind's through the fourth
no,
wall.
he's not broken the fourth wall because I'm allowing it to happen. No, he's basically he's talking about something which sounds like a game. You don't understand the words he's using, but it's obviously a game because they're getting involved in these huge fights with giants and trolls and ogres, and they come out the other side going, "Oh, that was interesting, wasn't it? Who's next?"
Sounds like he's infected with some obscure Korean or Chinese magic. Yeah, we don't have any games like that here.
He's certainly infected with something.
Well, all we can do is try and get him to the temple and see whether we can reduce the problem.
Sounds like those seaside wizards have been at him, those wizards of the coast. I've got him.
Well, we shall progress along and hope that we reach the next village safely, he says.
Now, was this still on the 23rd, the same day then, that we left in the morning, got to Kto Gami? Are we on the same day?
Yes, you've not got there yet. So
Okay.
you're walking along the road, which is why I put you back on the map you were originally.
Yep. Where's Baku, by the way? And have our numbers gone up by 1? 2, 5, 6, 9, 12.
Yeah, you got a couple of porters. Baku should be there. He's not there. I'll find.
Quite a large group these days.
9 of us, I believe.
Gyomo
Unless
and
there's a
his,
couple more.
Gyomo and his followers.
I'm. So some of the members of the group are with us for part of the trip. They've said. We happen to be going the same way.
Tetsu's not that sure why he's following you. He thinks at the end of this there must be fame and fortune or gold or glory or something. Like, he thinks there's something going on that's going to be great. He's not quite sure what it is, but he thinks Gyomo's destined for greatness of some sort, and he wants to ride those coattails.
I think Tetsu's probably coming along because of this thing called the Orb of Amaterasu.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And you and 6 others were in Yomi, and you threw it at a 6-armed demon
That's
blocking
right.
the way.
That's right.
Or at least that's what your dream
I had
said.
the dream that I was in Yomi fighting with a 6-armed demon, and I'm involved with this shit, whether I like it or not.
Anyway, I have put Baku in there. He's next to Fusetsu.
Tetsu, did that 6-armed demon also have 2 legs?
It did, I think.
Hmm.
Hold on. Roll a wit saving throw, sir.
Oh, all right. Like that, is it? Yes. Made that by 7.
No. It was it had a snake's body,
Oh, that was right, yeah.
and then from the round about the belly button upwards, it was female.
That's right, so it didn't have any legs.
I breathe a sigh of relief. It doesn't sound as though it was a spider demon.
Didn't have any legs, yeah.
No. It was more like a snake demon.
Snaky with 6 arms.
Yes. Well, snakes are bad enough, but we're having problems with spiders at the moment, and I was just a bit worried that it might be continuing all the way.
A demon in hell's a demon in hell. Like I'm not more particularly scared of the ones with spider legs than snake bodies. They're all pretty scary to me. Like,
Well, just be strong in your faith.
faith. That's you that has faith. I'm the Shigenja.
No. You use magic, but that does not mean you cannot have faith.
I have faith in these books and these hands, Gyomo, and you and your magic. I have faith in your magic. You have faith. You keep your faith
It's
strong.
not my magic. It's the gift of the Buddha.
Yes, you keep your faith strong, and we'll be all right. I don't understand how the Buddhas and the kami work, my friend. That's you, and your spiritual.
Well,
mind.
I could
I'm a book
explain it
smart.
to you.
Oh, I mean, we have plenty of time traveling together ahead of us. I'm sure you are going to teach me the ways.
If you're willing to listen, I'd be happy to explain.
Yeah, Tetsu's not against actually taking even some skill points in Butsudo. How do you say it? When it's
Butsudo.
Butsudo, yeah.
And also Shinten.
Well, here's the thing: didn't we get when we met the avatars of the gods or something? They gave us a training in them, and I got lots of training in Shinten. I've got a 75 in Shinten. But because of that, they gave us like magical knowledge. They like Matrix uploaded us loads of knowledge.
Yes, you have the knowledge, you just don't have the practical experience.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
want to
as you
study
are
Bushido
walking between the two villages, you haven't arrived at Kto Gami yet. You see this woman who's about 30 coming towards you, strolling along.
Unaccompanied.
As you get
alone.
closer, you realise that she looks like a Yakuza.
Traveling
She stops
alone.
and looks at you, a bit surprised
It's
because
a
she wasn't
trap.
expecting to meet anyone.
Well, I'm being wary to look around us because one woman traveling on her own, and she looks like a Yakuza. That's got trap written all over it. So I'm like looking around in the bushes and stuff, Tim, mate.
Okay, you start looking at her, so does she. Excuse me, gentlemen, is there a problem?
I don't believe there's a problem, I say, and ask the Buddhas to dissolve any illusions in case she's not what she appears.
Good thinking, Batman.
Nothing happened.
Good. We are travelling to... Give the name of the next village.
Kto Gami.
And might I inquire your name?
Yeah, I left that about an hour ago, she says, yeah.
Do you feel safe travelling by yourself through this countryside?
Oh, I'm perfectly safe, she says. I can run faster than most people.
Admirable.
Where's your Ronin? If you don't mind my asking.
I'm sorry, were you expecting to meet some Ronin?
Well, as she reaches into her pocket, moving the iron tobacco pipe, she's got stuff through her sash to one side and pulls out a list. Well, it's obviously a list. Well, I was expecting...
I put my head in my hands.
I was expecting 5 Ronin, a priest, an Ashigaru, and, well, I can't make out the rest. There's too many scribbles, she says.
Are any crossings out? Names replaced, perchance?
You might find a few.
Well, yes. I've got 6 names that have been crossed out, and well, half a dozen that have been replaced. You see, she counts you, and she looks at this. Well, you got the right, almost the right number. In fact, you've got slightly too many, she says. You
Might
got-
I have the honour of your name, my lady?
Well, you can call me Hatsuyo, she says. Hatsuy.
Thank you. You appear to be one of the many people who know a lot about us.
There's been a few people going about with a list of
I
our
don't know
names.
a lot about you. I just happen to know that I'm looking for a man by the name of Ashikata Okawi. You wouldn't happen to know where he is, would you?
He's in the group.
He seems to have fallen off the face of the planet, off the face of the earth, he says.
Ashikata Okawi. That's not my old character, because I was Nabahito Okawa, wasn't I? Okawi, that was Nick's first character, wasn't it?
That's right, yes.
He's not dead, he left, eh?
Yes.
No, Ashikata's actually dead.
No, he died, yeah.
Oh, he's dead, is he?
He's
Oh.
dead, yes.
Yes. Unfortunate.
Imagawa Michinora?
Dead.
Okari Nobuhito?
Dead.
Uh,
I didn't know these.
yeah.
I didn't know these
Toyo
men, but
Morikawa?
yeah, you're dead. I didn't know any of these men. I joined the group after their deaths.
And you would be,
I'm Iron Fist.
Tetsu No Ken. Oh, I see. Okay.
Bow.
Might I inquire who might be your can't remember the phrase that
Organ
was
grinder.
used. Sponsor.
Pimp. Who do you work for then? And what do they want with a list of our names?
Well, I was hired by Ashikata Bunraku of Kyoto, she said.
Right.
What's his last name?
Well-
Ashikata what, sorry? Bunyako. Bunraku.
Bunraku. Bunraku.
Thank you. Sorry, you know I write extensive notes, thank you.
Well, yes.
I'm afraid, yes, he did die. I presume the person who hired you is a member of the Ashikata family?
Yes. He would be Okari's uncle.
In that case, I would be grateful if you would notify him that the abbot of the temple in Koga wishes to speak to him, as he actually wished to speak to Ashikata, but because he thought his family was dead. So I presume there is something about the family that the abbot wishes to speak about?
Well, I don't know. I was given this message, and she shows you a message with Ashikata's name on it, written in a hand which you don't recognise. The temple in Koga. Oh well, thank you very much. I'll make my way there then, she says.
Very good, mistress. I wish you luck on your journey. Bear in mind that you may be able to run fast, but bandits often attack using weapons that are faster than the speeding foot.
Not a problem then, she says, as she assembles a small flag which she stuffs into the holder at the back of her on her back, which indicates that she's actually a royal messenger. She says, I feel safer now. Thank you very much, gentlemen. As she
I do hope that she's legitimately entitled to wear that.
what do you think?
No, she's
Not at all. Absolutely not.
But it's a very good way of getting around without getting bothered, you see. Because you might be. You don't
Yes.
think she is. She grins at you and runs off. And you go, nobody should be allowed to run that fast.
Well,
Um,
it explains
those
why.
of you Hold on. Those of you with magic senses, please roll them. I make your magic roll. I know 20s, okay?
Made my magic BCS by 2.
Made mine by 7.
Am I making a roll? Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
What am I doing? Magic BCS. Where do I find that?
L14.
L14. Uh, 11. I didn't make mine. Missed by 2.
Okay, well then, Gyomo and Hatsu are aware that the lady is using some form of magic to enhance her BCA, her BMA.
Our movement.
Okay.
Because you go, sorry, humans aren't allowed to move that fast.
That does explain why Ashikata's uncle hired her to carry a message.
Yeah.
Certainly does. I think, and this is one of the plot lines that's fallen over because the person who's meant to have it is dead. So I've got to find another way to get you involved in it. Anyway.
No doubt the abbot will send me a message or something.
Oh, I have a feeling it'd be something like that. Yes.
Yes. Well, I suggest we carry on our way through the kind of dust hanging in the air, thrown up by her passage.
Okay, you arrive at Kto Gami village, if it could be called that.
It may just be a group of houses supporting the local temple. In that case, I will hopefully.
It's not a very large village, but it's not as small as some of you come across. It is actually a proper village rather than a few houses thrown together on the side of the road. And what is obvious is the inn and the small temple that sits just off the road as you enter from this direction.
In that case, I suggest we head to the temple first, because
Okay.
Baku's he's talking. He sounds like a madman.
That's because
He probably is a madman. Yes.
Between Fusetsu, the two guards, and Yuko, they stop him running away because he makes a break for it, and he fights so that he's not taken onto the temple grounds, calling out all sorts of filthy imprecations in a language which, fortunately, you don't understand because it's not Japanese.
Okay. Well, I shall accompany them with him onto the temple grounds and ask to see the senior priest.
When he gets onto the temple grounds, he falls limp. In fact, he's gone unconscious.
Good.
And this female priest comes out. What's going on? What's going on?
I'm sorry, mistress. I am Gyomo, a junior priest of the Temple of the Flowing Waters, and this is Baku, who was one of 3 priests who helped me in a village where.
I recognise Baku-san. Yes, he comes from the Silver Temple in.
Introduce yourself as the Undertaker. She'll recognise that. You're famous.
She hasn't recognised your name or the name of your temple.
Yes. Well,
no, please bring him in. Bring him in. Come in.
Yes.
Have something to eat.
Fair enough. I
You
will
enter the main temple, and The Buddha looks very young and childlike.
Okay. Do I recognize which manifestation of the Buddha it is representing?
This would be a Jizo of children, you would think.
Ah.
Oh,
I shall
put him down. Put him down.
I shall pay my respects to the Buddha, and then I shall explain to. Well, sorry. I shall ask the lady her name.
Oh, my name. Sorry, Junko. He says.
Junko. I explained to Lady Junko how I was involved with Baku and the other two priests, and what we got involved with, and what subsequently happened. Two of the priests were killed, and Junko was possessed by a demon.
Yes, yeah, that was very nasty. That yes, I heard about that. They were ambushed by a bunch of Totate Kumo, I believe it was. She says.
Yes, and he was possessed
And
by a spider demon.
On the ground briefly. Yes, very nasty.
You actually heard details about how he was captured? Who passed those?
It was this very well. I'd call him an ogre, but that probably being offensive to him. This huge Ainu that came through the village a week or so ago. I mean, he obviously had ogre blood in him because I mean he was about twice my height.
I'm sorry. He traveled through the village from the north.
Oh well, he came in from the north. Exactly where he came from, I don't know. He looked a bit shocked and beaten up. Oh, I can show you. I can show you the clothes he left if you want. She says.
I ask her to describe this Ainu and check to see whether it matches the one who was captured, who was drunk.
Well, allowing for generous interpretation. Yes, it was the same man. I mean, the man who rang the fire gong. I mean, he was a good 6 foot plus and built like a brick shithouse. You go, he's not human. Humans don't come that size or that colour or that amount of hair, especially that colour. But the description she gives matches him to a T, except she's got him about 2 foot taller than he really is. Oh yes, terrifying man. I mean, spoke perfectly good Nipponese, but he had some very unpleasant habits. Very unpleasant.
Yes,
and of course,
we met him, and he has been taken into custody for killing one of the villagers further south. But I'm worried that he knew of Baku's fate, because my understanding was this all happened part of the south.
Well, it might have done. I mean, these things get totally out of proportion, she says. Anyway, I'll see what I can do for him.
Well, can I be of assistance? I explained that I carried out an exorcism on him, which caused the spider demon, I hope, to be expelled. It certainly appeared, but he has been spouting gibberish ever since. We can't make head nor tail of it.
Spider demon, you say?
A spider demon. I describe what it looked like and what it said.
Okay, she goes away.
Which I will not repeat, because, as you said, we are trying to be a nice, happy game here.
Anyway, she goes away. She comes back with a book. A proper Chinese scrolls type book, and she unrolls it, and you see several pictures of things that, possibly you'd be better not looking at. And she stops on this picture of the spider demon that left Baku. It was one of these, was it?
Yes, mistress, it was. Do they leave a relic of their possession behind, perhaps?
No, they don't normally. I mean, it's possible it does. No. It's possible that what's happened is that it was in there long enough to rewrite some of his memories, shall we say?
Dear.
Oh no, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to perform a ceremony of summoning the Buddha. She says.
May I assist, mistress?
Certainly, certainly. Would your two friends here like to assist? She
If I
says,
can be
looking
of
at
any help, I would certainly. Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Oh well, yeah, you can lend us some power. She says.
Oh yes, certainly. You can tap into my power if that's within your ability. Feel free to
Yeah,
use
okay.
me.
If it helps, it helps.
Well, basically, she goes away and she comes back dressed in a suit of clerical garb, which probably set you back about 10 years' wages, as it were.
Well,
Wow.
yes. She
She
is the priestess of the temple.
Yeah, well, she presents a second set, which aren't quite as valuable to Gyomo, which just about fit.
Not humble buns like you, Gyomo, eh?
Well, if it will help the ceremony, mistress, then I will be happy to wear it.
Wow, Hatsu feels so underdressed now.
It certainly does. Basically, the ceremony takes about 2 hours as she dances and sings and prays. And at the end of it, you all feel a slurp of 3 points of power. A gateway opens in front of the Buddha, and this childlike figure steps out, but it is oozing age, and you go, well, they might look like a child, but that's no child. Junko, my daughter, how can I help you? Yanagami-sama, this poor Bonds has been possessed by a Kunsho demon. Is he? And when did this happen? And she goes through the story. Well, we can't be having that sort of thing, can we? Allow me. And basically, the childlike Buddha picks Baku's body up and disappears back through the gateway. And almost immediately comes back with a Baku that looks a lot fresher and fitter. And you go, that didn't happen in the length of time that he was away, okay? And it's not possible.
It is. He's.
I believe that the priest will be fit to continue on with his quest.
I bow deeply and
bow very
ask if
deeply.
the priest knows his quest.
I don't know his exact quest, but I do know who gave it to him, and I'm not going to interfere with her wishes, he says. Says Junko, I know who you mean, Sama. Good. I don't want to have to say the name. He says it's actually a boy child. Anyway, I also know who you are, he says, looking at Gyomo. Probably for the first time.
Oh,
And
thank
your
you, Sama.
friends. Oh yes. Oh, this will be most interesting, he says.
Anything which is of pleasure to you.
You might need this, he says, and he hands you a large scroll.
Oh, thank you, Sama. Am I permitted to know for what I will need it?
Don't thank me. This is all due to Baku's patroness.
Who I am not permitted to know, I say questioningly.
Well, actually, Gyomo does know.
Do I? Baku's patroness? I don't think so.
Because you were there when he got the quest.
Remind us, Tim.
Right. They're talking about a female Buddha. How many female Buddhas do you know?
Oh, what was her name? I know who you mean.
Quanon.
That was just in the last episode, I think. In the last session.
Right. No, it was several sessions ago,
it?
but you won't forget.
Yes, I visited the temple to Quanon to remove my sin, if you remember.
It was the Temple of Quanon where they were
All right. When you open
being
it up,
baddies.
what's your primary language?
Nipponese.
No, written language, you idiot.
Script, you mean? Let's see.
Oh yes, all right, script.
Katakana or hiragana
I
or
have
kanji?
katakana at 17 or 85%, and kanji at 75%.
Okay, it's written in katakana. Okay.
Mhm.
And it is a scroll of protection versus demons.
Wow, that's a good one.
Oh, I bow deeply, and thank. I'll ask if he would be able to pass my thanks to Baku's patroness.
I certainly will.
With my knowledge of this game,
And
which is no
if
longer
the lady
limited,
thinks
that
that you
feels like
need
a
that,
powerful
then
protection
you
scroll.
may have my blessing as well, he says.
I would be grateful if it helps me along my path, Lord.
That seems a very valuable scroll.
That is.
You put that in your inventory, Dave. You hang on.
I
to that.
have.
Good man. You're the boss. You keep a hold of that. That's a powerful scroll.
Well, I've already
Right,
been given.
you all feel something settle about your personages. Okay, that's all of you in the group at the moment, including Baku, and I shall work out what it is later, because hopefully you won't need it today.
No. Oh, is it a blessing? You mean something like that?
Yeah, it's actually a proper blessing. I've
Yeah.
just got to work out exactly what it is, because it will vary between who you are and what you
Plus 100 permanent hit points.
Ah!
It will be what the Buddha thinks is appropriate, Tetsu. Not what you think is appropriate.
Indeed. And with that, he bows politely to you all and steps.
I bow deeply to him. And once he's gone, I shall bow deeply to Junko and thank her for granting me that boon. I've met more, been in the presence of more Buddhas in the last few months than in my entire life, mistress.
Yes, I understand that, she says. Normally he's not normally as friendly as that. Well, only hopefully nothing bad will happen. How do you feel? Oh, I'm fine, mistress, fine. What's happened to
back now, is
my
he?
two colleagues?
Back to normal.
I'm sorry, the spider ate them. What? What spider? The spider you met, don't you remember? No, we didn't meet any spider. We met this beautiful woman. Well, she looked beautiful at the time. I'm not sure that she is. Ah. Did it look something like this? And she unrolls the scroll a bit further. And there's a picture of a dark-skinned woman with pointy ears and long silver hair and violet eyes, dressed in some sort of strange armor,
Does that sound like a
carrying an
drow, eh?
assortment of weapons. Well, yes. Yeah. Well, that's the human-looking form of that. And he looks at that and goes, "Well, that's disgusting," he says. "That's horrible." Indeed, yes. That's what her inner soul looks like. Oh. And what did she do to me? She possessed you and drove you mad. Do not think too much about it, my son. You would not want a relapse. A relapse? Good bonds? Yes. I believe if you were to be driven mad by her a second time, we might not be able to cure it. In which case, we would have to destroy you like a rabid dog. Basically, his mouth falls open at that. Mistress? Oh, sorry, says Junko, coming out of the trance. Did somebody speak through me?
I believe so, mistress.
Yes. And what did it say? And Baku repeats roughly what it said. That will be the Jizo of victory speaking. He has never forgiven me for forsaking the following of his brand of the art to take up with Yanagami-sama. I shall have to go and pray at his shrine and ask for forgiveness, she says. Not that she looks particularly upset by it all. Anyway, please stay overnight and check that you are fully fit and ready to proceed on. Well, I feel fully fit now. You do now, but give it a few hours and you might feel a little tired. Certainly, mistress. Off to the happy fog. The happy dragon then. And he walks out and he walks over towards the inn. He's looking remarkably chipper. Gyomo is aware as a doctor that this can quite often happen, and he's likely to have a nasty crash in not too distant future when what's happened actually catches up with him and he realises just how bad it all went.
Okay, I will ask a couple of the others to go with him and make sure he doesn't indulge in too much sake, because he's going to be suffering.
Well, basically, are you going to spend the rest of the day here, or do you want to continue on to the next village?
I've been blessed with a visit from the Buddha, and we've all been blessed with his blessing, so I feel I should stay here and say my prayers and thanks and help Junko around the temple. And try and get some more any more information I can from her about quite what's going on. I mean, she calmly talks about Jizo's speaking through her.
Well, you know what that's like.
Do I? I don't remember that.
Well, maybe you don't. Okay, well, it becomes obvious that you're spending the rest of the day in this village, which is nice. It's quite a nice place. I mean, it's not very big. If there's more than 100 people here in total, they'd be doing well. The local samurai comes for a quick visit to find out what's going on and goes away again. You get your paper stamped, and it costs you 11 copper, I think it is.
Okay.
Okay, I will knock 11 copper off the party funds.
Right, is that for 11 for all of us? We can just do that from the party funds.
Oh, sorry, it's 12 copper. Yeah, crossing borders is 1 copper per person.
All right, so we're not taking that from our personal. Okay.
No, that comes out of party loot. It should have.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's total of.
Is this the next day now? We're crossing the border the same day.
Oh, well, you're not yet. You will do on the 24th, but you spend the rest of the 23rd in the village because you get there about midday. You see, so it's only middle of the afternoon.
Okay.
So is it 24 to get our paper stamped and stay in the inn?
Oh, no, it costs you a bit more to stay in the inn.
Okay, how much does it cost to stay in the inn?
It's cost you 60 copper to stay in the inn.
Okay, so it's a total of 72 copper.
Yeah.
Okie doke. Thank you very much indeed.
Yes. This is why you need a cart with several tons of copper in it. You see.
Yes, well, I'm just glad we've got people along who are actually able to carry this stuff.
Yeah, well, no, you essentially you give them 3 copper and they give you some change. It's not.
While we're here, I will ask whether or not I will ask Junko whether or not this copper bowl would be of any use in anything. It appears to have a binding of mizu dough on it.
Pardon? She says.
I pull out the copper bowl. I'm not entirely sure what it does. I was told that it had a binding of mizu dough on it.
Oh, well, it certainly has a binding of water on it. Yes.
But
It's not complete, she says.
I see.
The Mizudo is put on, so you can put another enchantment on it. It's the base binding, she says.
Okay. So I'm not entirely sure what to do with it. Is this something that my two friends, I say, indicating the Shugenja, would do something with?
What? If they know the binding's a binding spell, then yes. Now, Ashikagenja, you're aware there are two. There's a binding and a shield spell which you can learn, as well as the ones that are actually on the list.
Mhm.
Well,
Okay. Well, in that case, I will spend the rest of the day helping her around the temple and saying my
you
prayers
do that,
and
okay.
just being grateful for getting away without being given another quest.
Yes. Okay.
As far as I know.
Well, the
Yeah,
rest
not
of you
yet,
spend
mate.
the
Not yet.
time rounding and wandering out, and the basic topics, apart from the rather good harvest they're expecting to get, is the appearance of this huge Ainu, whom you know as Enric, and a lot of the descriptions are much closer to what he actually is rather than what the priest thought he was. But she is quite tiny in her own right, so okay. And also the fact that he's not the first foreigner that they've had through here. In fact, they've had several, all of slightly different get-ups, as it were. But they've all been pale-skinned with fair hair and blue eyes, and most of them can't speak Nipponese to save their life. Just enough to get by without offending too many people too badly. And the people are puzzled, you see.
Oh yes.
Baku appears to be quite a good raconteur when he's on form. And those of you who are there listening to him, Kane, I don't know where he's getting his ideas from, but they're really, really strange. And he talks, in his stories, he talks about buildings made out of stone and roads made out of rock.
In Nippon, I mean, earthquakes. You know what happens to stone buildings in an earthquake? They collapse.
Oh, well, no, yes, but these places don't suffer them, he says. Their land is quiet and stable. Most of the time, anyway. And it becomes apparent to you that he is suffering from some sort of after effect of the
Delirium,
spine.
by the sounds of it.
Yes. Well, I once I finished at the temple, I will inquire from Baku where his quest will be taking him next.
Oh,
North or south, basically.
Nagano, he says. Yes, definitely Nagano. So I don't quite know why, but I'm damn sure I've got to go there, he said.
I believe that the
Oh,
Kwanon
yeah,
Buddha.
well, this will get me to where I want to go, he says, and he reaches into his robe and pulls out this multicolored bangle which goes around his wrist. He says, yes. This will get me into where I need to go, he says.
I see. Could you just remind us where Nagano is? Please? Right, whereabouts is it?
I'm looking. Nagano. Ah, there it is. Next to
Ah,
the wee
yes.
blue dot.
Well, we are travelling to Nagano, so might I suggest, good Baku, that you travel with us?
By all
May
means,
make the road safer.
safety in numbers, he says. And he looks quite happy to be travelling with you.
Well, just want to make sure he's not taken over by a spider demon again, because if the Jizo of Victory is threatening to kill him if he does, then...
Well, yes. Let's not go too far down that route, shall we?
Quite. In that case, I will try and keep him thinking about kind of Buddhist matters rather than what's happened in the past. Okay? Try and divert him. I may learn more from him. Although, given
Oh,
the
you
sort of
made it.
thing
I shall try to remember to write out the story he tells you.
What? Add to your paperwork?
Well, no, it means I can keep it all straight, you see. Otherwise, it will wander all over the place and nobody will make any sense of anything.
Hmm. So, try and get any information we can on the road ahead tomorrow.
Well, basically, the road ahead should be quite quiet. You'll arrive at the border post where they'll check your papers, and then you'll cross over into Tatsuke province. And with a bit of luck, you'll reach Maebashi by the end of the day.
Very good.
Assuming
case,
you're not diverted, of course.
I suggest that we get an early start, and then, if there are any delays, we may still make Maebashi.
Okay, well, you all go to bed.
This tomorrow will be
You
the
all have a
24th,
quiet night, apart from Tetsu and Hatsu.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, would you care to make a will roll, please? Each, one each.
no. Oh, wait, no. What's mine? I think mine's 11. I think I missed by one. Will save and throw.
Eight,
Yeah,
fine.
1. I've missed by 1.
How much you make yours by, Brian?
double check that. By 7.
Ooh,
Okay.
impressive.
In that case, you do actually have a quiet night because we don't get in. Okay. Tetsu goes to bed. He's having a nice quiet dream about becoming a mighty Shugenjo with 150 hit points, etc.
Hey.
When he becomes aware that he's standing in a large room made out of stone with stone pillars holding up the roof. And at the far end of the room is this enormous pile of gold in forms of bars, coins, and that sort of thing. These coins are a bit odd in the fact they don't have a hole in the middle to put string through. But more worrying is this huge red reptilian beast who's sort of lying on it, looking at you, a bit surprised. Another thief, it says. You can hear this in your head. Perhaps I should roast you where you stand. And it yawns, and you go, that's a bloody big mouth. And it's hot. You can tell it's hot because you can see the steam rising out of it. What are you doing here, thief?
I'm just visiting.
Just visiting.
Just visiting. Just wanted to witness your mighty splendor.
I see. And your name, thief?
It's Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. Well, you don't look much like a monk to me, so perhaps your parents were having a jest.
Yeah, something like that. Never judge a book by its cover, though, also.
I'm not. I'm fairly certain that you're... what are you? That's the good question.
A mighty
I'm
hero.
about to cast a spell. You don't mind, do you? Correct, he.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's not going to be anything that'll be harmful to me. So no, of course I don't mind.
Oh well, no, if you're going to cast a harmful spell, you would ask you. You see. Okay. It rises up onto its back paws, as it were, and waves its front paws around just like a magic user would. And a spell erupts from it. And it goes, You are a long way from home, aren't you?
It seems that
How
way.
did you get here?
Travel. I travelled.
You travelled, yes. How did you travel?
I'm not quite sure how I travelled exactly to here, but here I am anyway.
Excellent. And you're a magic user?
I use magic
User
from time to
of the
time.
art.
Casual. Not professional, but yeah. Not obviously professional like you, but just casual.
I see. Would you mind just coming forward and standing on that white square, please?
Sure, of course. And I'll move forward and step on this white square.
Excellent. I'm going to do some more magic, so don't worry, it won't hurt.
Okay.
I hope. Again, it waves its front paws about, and you feel the spell settle on you and sink into your bones. And you feel it's something like you rummaging through a set of scrolls, trying to find something. And it's really quite odd feeling. I see. Yes, now I understand. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that. No, we're not having that. Have you met any other dragons?
I've never met another dragon. Not one. No. I don't think I have. No, I've certainly not met another dragon. If I have, then they weren't noteworthy because I've forgotten all about them. If I have, so certainly not as memorable as yourself, anyway.
Well, of course not. Okay. Yes. Well, have this, it says, and it hooks a necklace out of its treasure hoard and flings it at you with remarkable accuracy, and you catch it because you don't want it hitting your nose and breaking it.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Oh,
Great.
don't thank me. Don't thank me, not yet. But kind thought. Now go away.
Certainly.
And you wake up with a start in your room. You're it's very warm, and you're sweating lots. And in your hands, you've got this ruby necklace, right, on a gold chain, which
Wow.
you didn't have when you went to sleep.
Ruby on a gold chain. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna. So, obviously, first thing I need to do when I wake up, am I still up early enough to go worship the sun or whatever it is?
Oh yes, you can go worship the sun.
After that, I'm gonna cast some detect magic on this ruby on a gold chain.
Okay, you go out to greet the sun, and you feel full of energy and that. Gyomo and Hatsu and Baku are a bit surprised when you come out. Your skin's changed colour,
What?
Huh?
and his hair's white.
Tetsu, what happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
Why is your skin a
Your
different
skin-
color and you got white hair?
It's much darker than it was, and your hair's gone white.
So my skin's darker and my hair's white.
Correct.
So I can't see. I can see the skin. I'm like, what? And my hair. So I'm gonna go look for some water to look at my reflection, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you look like you, but you've got white hair and dark skin.
Does it look good?
Well, I think it looks good as Games Master, but I'm not playing the character.
No, it sounds pretty cool. I mean, like white hair, dark skin.
It looks like he's no longer Nipponese.
Yeah, do I
Oh
look
no, he still looks Nipponese. It's just his skin's gone dark and he's
Like-
got white hair.
like tan dark or like drow dark?
Well, now you ask, it's a deep tan.
A deep tan, that's nice. And
Okay.
white hair and a deep tan, that that's cool. I'm into that. I like it.
Well, I will check and see whether there's any illusions. Is there any magic hanging over him? I don't. I'll partly
No,
ask.
no, it's not an illusion. No, that is what he is at the moment.
I'm going to start casting spells on this necklace. So I need...
Okay, he starts to wave his hands about and cast spells.
I step back and behind Hatsu and ask Hatsu if he wouldn't mind just kind of keeping an eye on him until we find out what's happened.
magic
There's obviously
detection
something-
first. Oh,
Something major.
magic detection. I need an 11, so I'm going to have to roll that again. There we go. Are there magic detection on the necklace, Tim?
Yes, there is magic upon the necklace.
Okay, I'm going to do magic analysis next.
Is he wearing the necklace? Or
No, I'm not wearing
carrying
it. Carrying it at the moment.
Tim.
Well, basically, he has to put it. He has to hang it over his arm when he casts his detect magic, and you realise he's got this chunky gold necklace with a ruby on it.
Whoops, not a D12. Wrong button. Ignore that one. There we go. So I get on the second time on magic detection and magic analysis. So I need to spend points appropriately. That was 2 spent, I think.
Okay. There is a complex School of Fire spell on it.
Oh.
Complex School of Fire spell. Do I know what it is?
The answer to that is it's no.
What's it called? Have you got the name of the spell, Tim?
Yes, it's called Walk the Way of Fire.
What do I know about that? What school is that? It's fire, yeah, and I'm a School of Metal magic user. Do I know anything about these spells then?
Well, you have one called Walk the Way of Metal.
And that gives me... Is that the one that gives me the protection against metal attacks?
No, allows you
No?
to go astral walking or astral projection.
It allows me to do astral protection. I don't
Yes,
have
it
that
allows you
spell.
to walk in the astral plane.
I've got Road of Metal. I don't have that. Walk the Way of Metal. I don't have it.
No, you don't know, but you know
But
it
I know of
exists.
it. Right. Okay. So it's an
All the
astral.
schools have got to walk the way.
So it's an astral plane walking spell.
Yes, it's a knowledge 85 spell.
Yes.
Powerful.
Now, 2 seconds because I'm catching up my notes. Does that mean, by my knowledge of magic items, that if I was to put this on, I don't cast the spell, I just am able to do that ability because it has the spell cast on it?
If you put it on, you can attempt to cast the spell, yes, but I would suggest you don't.
You suggest I don't put it on or I don't try to cast a spell?
No, and you don't try casting the spell because you know that it's going to be dangerous to you. This spell is more complicated than a standard walk the way of metal or fire. Okay, what that means in game terms is it has a knowledge that is over 100.
Whoa!
Right,
Ooh.
so your spell casting ability be reduced by 1/10 of whatever knowledge is in the spell.
Well, what knowledge do you have in fire, by the way?
I don't think I have
He
any.
doesn't have any, I don't think.
No.
In that
Still
case,
stone
I
metal.
would guess it's going to be reduced by 1/10 of the value of the spell.
Yes.
So if it's a knowledge 110 spell, your BCS would be at -11. Is that right?
I know the School of Fire.
You know the School of Fire, so is this better? Is it better for you to have this item?
It
In
wasn't given to me.
Hatsu's opinion, no.
So this is not a good item to have.
Well, where have you got it from? I mean,
dream.
we've never seen that.
A
dream?
dragon gave it to me in a dream. Yes,
What's a dragon?
Dragon?
a dragon.
You know what dragons are?
Yes, I know. And
Kami's-
they're the kamis of the elements. Why is a kami giving you that?
I don't know. We seem to make friends. It asked me lots of questions, but it seemed to like my answers. Made friends with me, and then gave me it.
If a kami gave you that, then I do not think anyone else should use it.
No.
Yuko says it looks, Tetsu-san, that you're stuck with it. You know, she's one of the other two are attempting to hide smiles and not necessarily succeeding very well.
So you don't think I should wear
Just
this?
chuckling out loud. And
If
Yuko looks at them. And Yuko looks at them and says, "I don't know what you two are laughing at. It could happen to you." And like their mouths snap shut as they realise, well, yes, we are with you, and yes, it could happen to us, and we're even less likely to survive it than you lot are.
So I shouldn't wear this.
Oh, I would wear it if I were you, says Yuko.
If a kami gave you something, it gave it to you for a purpose, and not to accept it would not be good.
Okay, I'm going to put it on my character sheet then.
If I were you, I'd put it on your character.
Okay. What should I call it? Necklace of Walk the Way of Fire.
Ruby necklace, walk the way of fire.
I would call it the dragon fire, the dragon of fire's necklace is what I'd call it.
Okay. Do I know that its effects? Because
Of course. Do you know its effect?
Yeah. Basically, you're aware that if you were to cast your version of Walk the Way, you would cast your spirit onto the astral plane and you can go astral walking. Okay?
Go to places like Yomi.
Yes. This does something, but it does something even more powerful than that.
So I've put in the description, I've wrote this, tell me if you think this is good. I've wrote cast Walk the Way of Fire to astral plane walk. That's a brief description
that
of what
works,
it does?
yes.
Okay. And I'm going to put it on.
Okay. It's ever so slightly warm.
Okay.
And you feel quite comfy.
Okay.
Tetsu-san, I believe you should probably go and you should find a Shinto shrine at the earliest opportunity and say
kamis.
prayers of thanks.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Tetsu, you are correct. Gyomo, you are correct. Thank you again for your religious guidance. It's always appreciated. I don't know. I mean, I'm blind to what these messages mean, and your guidance is always invaluable to me. So thank you. I will do that as soon as possible.
Oh, he's buttering you up again.
Tetsu-san, in this situation, it is very much a case of the blind leading the blind. Well, in that case, by the sound of it, our hopes of an early start to the journey have just kind of collapsed in a heap. Is there a Shinto shrine in the village?
No, there's not.
Well, we will have breakfast and get a start as soon as we can.
The nearest Shinto shrine that is known of, was the Games Masters actually generate, will be in Maibashi.
Very good. The sooner we get to Maibashi, the better.
Yep.
Okay, you set out. You don't set out too late. about an hour into your journey, that is a Japanese hour, you arrive at the border post where they scrutinise your papers and let you through. And
Remind
you
me-
proceed on.
Remind me the name of this province again.
Musashi.
Musashi.
Musashi. Otherwise known as the Great Rice Bowl. And then one you're entering is Kotsuke province, which is a bit of a shithole, but never mind.
Oh, the one we're entering is what's this one? Sorry.
Kotsuke. Kotsuke.
Thank you.
Okay, you cross the border. About 200 yards inside Kotsuke province is another border post where the new local samurai check your papers and go, okay, you paid your bill, off you go. Don't cause any trouble. Oh, he won't, says Saiki, because he comes from Maebashi. And you proceed on. And the next village you arrive at is called Tanataza or Tanasta. I think it's Tanasta in actual fact. Okay. And the most obvious thing about this is the huge castle that overlooks it. You can tell it is because it looks like a great giant spider perched on the bluff above. It's all in black rock.
One of the locals' name of the castle and
The
who?
castle's called Tanata Castle. Or, if you want its full title, the Black Citadel of Tanata. But most people just call it Tanata Castle because it's easier that way. And unlike the partially ruined citadel that you passed as you left, kind of
Is it Tanata?
Kto Gami, this looks to be in
Tanata.
remarkably good condition, although possibly not actually got any troops in it.
Is it Tanata or Tanasta?
Well, you can call it either, because I've called it both. So call it Tanata because it's easier to say.
Okay.
Okay.
And as you're approaching the village, this lot approach you.
Oh.
Led by a samurai?
Yes, led by a pair of Oba samurai rather than Inaba, which is what it should be.
Well, we shall step to the side of the road to let them pass.
Well, yeah, but they stop.
Ah, right.
Okay, the leader comes forward and says, okay, which of you rabble is in charge?
I'll look at Gyomo.
I stepped forward and bowed deeply and said, that would be me, Sama.
Bonds? Where's your leader?
Unfortunately, the Ronin who were leading our group died in battle, Sama. It is left to me to guide the remnants of our group on our way.
Your papers then, please.
I will produce my papers and ask the others for the rest.
Actually,
of the
he and his
rest
friend go through your papers with a fine tooth.
I am polite.
Right, his number 2 takes him to the side. You can hear him whisper. These are the ones that Lord Morioka was looking for. What? That lot? Yes, sir. Yes. Sergeant? Sir? The dispatch box, please. Certainly, sir. And the guy who stood by himself, right, the Ashigaru stood on his own, comes forward and hands the leader a box which he opens with a key, and he takes out some obvious letters and papers and that, sources through them and comes up with one, opens it. Well, it could be. Your papers again, please, he says.
I hand over my papers once more.
He then checks all of your papers against a list of names he's got.
Another list of names. Wonder how many crossings out that one's got.
How many times now is that we've been on a list of names?
Well, it would appear that I have this for you, he says, and hands you a letter.
I bow in thanks. Am I permitted to open it? Am I permitted to open it, Lord?
Well, it's addressed to you, so I would assume so.
Yes.
Make a wit saving throw.
No. I think I'm too terrified to notice anything out of the ordinary.
Right, you open it. And there's essentially a letter from a man called Komata Yoshi, whom you recall was the armourer to which you handed the magical daisho from the moon. To the leader of the group commanded by Imagawa Mishinori, it says. I trust that you are all still well and hearty, but I have unfortunately some bad news for you. It has come to my attention that the Alliance of Red has you down as one of its prime enemies. Please do not trust anybody who belongs to an organization with red in the name, because they will be working for your harm. I append a list of some of the red organizations which I know about. And you go, how many? Right. Basically, just note down that you're not to trust anybody who's got red in their name. It'll be easier than telling you all the organisations it's in.
It's the red spider, the red scorpion, the red dog, all those.
That's
basically
right,
there.
Yep. Also notice that the bonds known as Lucky Hader has made a prediction concerning the outcome of your journey. And at the moment, let us say it is not good. So please do not get any more of you killed than you absolutely cannot avoid. Signed, Yoshi, Kamati Yoshi. Everything all right? Says the sergeant to you as your face goes.
I believe that the writer is concerned for our well-being.
Can you put the name of the person that the letter is from into chat, please, Tim? So that I can get a copy of that. Thank you. Perfect, thank you, sir.
I will thank the Lord for passing me the letter and state that and
his
ask
number two.
sorry.
His number two comes forward and asks you to sign for a receipt for it, just to keep it all neat and tidy.
Certainly. I will politely ask if they are aware of any red organizations that there may be in Maibashi.
Yes. The Red Scorpion and the Red Spider, he says. Possibly others as well, but they're the two I know about.
Do they have any protection from the authorities, or are they deemed illegitimate?
The lead Ober Samurai says, well, I would assume that they have some form of protection, he says.
That's what I was afraid of.
Is it number two? Well, of course. They're allowed to operate. I mean, they must have some sort of protection. Oh, I hadn't thought about it like that, says the number two.
Very well. Thank you. Red Scorpion, Red Spider. Wonderful. I suppose it's better be continuing. I admired the Citadel. Just hope it's a long time until we reach the next Black Citadel.
Right, you carry on.
Yep.
Okay, you come into the site of
Come into sight of Maibashi.
and you see coming towards you a pair of Kaga.
Righty-ho. Are they moving up to walk, a jog, or are they running?
And
A pair of
six
shoes, sorry, Tim.
heavily armored.
6 heavily armored Ashigaru? Ronin? What?
Sorry, I'm just reading what Dylan has written. He's gonna drop out. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, basically, they are dressed in top quality gear, shall we say?
Yes, but Ashigaru gear or samurai gear?
Samurai, my mistake. Samurai gear. I was still reading what Dylan.
In that case, we move directly to the side of the road and get ready to bow.
Okay. Okay. They look like they're going to walk past you when a voice from inside one of the cars says, "Halt!" And the men stop and put the cargo down and open the side door, and this steps out.
This, and you went blank, steps out.
Imperial noble.
On my knees, head on the ground.
Yes, you all dropped to your knees.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
What an interesting group of people. Which of you is the leader? The second one opens and a woman steps out. I think it's a woman anyway.
Okay, I hesitantly raise my hand, shaking slightly.
And your name, good bonds?
Gyomo-sama.
So who's this that's come out of this, Kaga?
An Imperial
Lord-
noble.
Imperial noble. Wow.
Part of the Imperial Rec.
Lord Kanemura, is it?
And that's the name you gave us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Thank
put
you.
it into chat.
Thank you. I appreciate all the clarifying. I write a lot of notes for these games too.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I understand that. I see. And which temple are you from, good sir?
I am originally from the temple of the flowing waters in Gifu, Sama.
I see. You notice that one of the Bushi walk turns up, and you think, "Oh, these guys are hard," because the youngest one looks to be about 40, and the oldest one is probably 60 or thereabouts. Excuse me, my lord. Yes. That is the temple run by so and so, and this and that, and this Bushi gives a precise rundown of the political affiliations of your temple, and you go, "Well, I don't even know most of that."
No, I don't. I'm only a...
Oh, I see.
He knows more about it than you do.
Yes. And what about this man? Oh, well, he's one of their junior priests. He was hired by Hitiko the merchant. Hitiko-san? Oh, indeed. Lord Kanemura, yes. You know, the one who knows Shinoichi. He does he? Oh, well, yes, indeed, yes. I see. Well, please visit me when you are in Kyoto. Gyomo-san. And your good friends, of course.
Thank you for the...
The other Imperial noble looks a bit askance at that.
Well, I won't see that because my head's down on the ground.
No, you don't see it, but you can hear it.
Oh, it's the tone of her kind of footsteps. I thank him for the honor, and of course, as soon as I'm in Kyoto, I will attend his property.
Right, the lady's name is Yoshimake, and she doesn't look at all happy that this man is inviting, what's obviously quite obviously rubbish rabble,
Just a noble woman.
trash into his house. You get the impression it might be her house too, of course.
Yes, of course.
No, milady, says the lead samurai. These are good people. They are working on the side of the Kami and the Buddhas, I am sure of it. You are full of shit, she says. In polite terms, but that's what it means. Yes, milady. Did I ask you to speak? No, milady. Then don't. And you notice the other 5 are tense and their hands hover over the hips of their swords. As you wish, milady. There was no call for that, he says. Oh, yes, there was, says the man. Oh, I'm sorry about that, he says to the samurai. My wife got out of bed the wrong side this morning. Well, so would you if you had to come. Oh, yes, husband, dear, she said. And you notice that all the people, including yourselves, react quite a lot. My apologies, there was no need for my wife to say that sort of thing. Anyway, we'll be on our way and allow you to get on with what it is you're doing. I shall look forward to hearing the stories. I'm sure that one of you will be keeping a good track, he says. And then he gets back into his cargo and they walk. And you hear Banshu or Yukishika. Are they all like that? And you hear somebody at one of the other states. Most of them, yeah. He's a bit different. Well, he didn't insult us, unlike she did. Well, why didn't we? Well, possibly because it's not a good idea. And attacking Imperial nobles brings the Imperial army down on your neck.
Noble women are an interesting breed. They marry someone with money and suddenly think they're better than everybody.
Indeed. Well, no, you're not quite sure, but they were roughly the same age. You know, late 30s, early 40s, maybe. Anyway, they pick the cargo up and they walk off. And you notice that the cargo bearers are more shuffling. They're not really picking their feet up. They're just picking their feet up enough to miss the ground and then put it down again. When
In other words, they could be going a lot.
They're getting paid by the hour.
No, they're avoiding bumps.
Aye.
If you ever tried, if you ever tried carrying something like a litter, if you go along at a normal walking pace, the person in the litter gets bumped. You know, up and down.
Yeah.
Right. Under the system, you take a certain amount of dual damage for every re that you travel. Right. Now, most Imperial nobles, or the people like me, and great ladies, they are average men, so they may have 10 hit points. So after about 4 re, they need to stop to recuperate because they've been bashed about, unless you know what you're doing. Right, the thing to note about the 6 samurai, well, they were all wearing the Imperial Mon.
Another reason not to get involved.
Yeah.
Imperial is danger.
Yes. Anyway, you reached the city of Maebashi slightly later than you were hoping to, but early enough.
Right, I suggest we find a Shinto shrine and then a Buddhist temple, and you can say your
Right,
thanks, and then we can hide.
Hold on. As you approach the gates, you notice that stood about 50 yards outside the gate is a single man dressed like an Ashigaru who's looking very nervous. You approach. He bows politely. Excuse me, may I speak with Saiki? Saiki being Dylan's character, who I've now just had to play as an NPC. Never mind.
Okay, I kind of look over at Seiki and yes,
That's forward. Yes, I am Saiki. You attend the Flowing Water School? Well, I am here to represent the School of the Hard Fist of Sendai. Yes. I'm here to deliver this to you. When he steps forward and he hands Saiki a letter. Saiki opens it. What is the meaning of it? My school has declared blood feud against yours. Because your teaching is utter rubbish and shouldn't be taught at ETA, he said. I beg your pardon. Your sensei is an idiot, and he can't teach for toffee. And your school should be wiped out. I can't say it any fairer than... Well, in that case, prepare to die, says so. Oh, it won't be me that's dying, says this gentleman. My name is Murata. And basically, he steps forward and draws the katana at his side.
Who's he drawing it on, Seiki?
Seiki. Unfortunately, this is the sort of thing schools get involved with, and both sides would get very upset if we interfered.
We stepped in, that's what I was thinking.
Correct, boss?
Oh, yes. And basically, they go at it.
I start getting my funeral robes ready.
Right, Saiki's. Murata's return strike draws blood.
Ow!
Ouch.
Was that a critical hit we just saw?
I know they were their secondaries.
Oh, right, fine.
Right, there's a brief flurry of blows, and Saiki staggers out the other end looking quite badly hurt, but Murata is dead.
Oh.
Very good. I will try healing Saiki because I have an idea that there may be other members of that school in town.
As you're going forward, a second man comes out and bows polite. It would seem, Saiki-san, that Murata was at fault. Until we meet again. And he turns around and walks. Saiki's going, oh, I need a bandage and that. What was that about?
Well fought, Psyche. Anyway, I'm sorry we
It
can't
may
step
well
in. It
be
would bring
that
dishonour upon all of us.
it may well be that you have an enemy who has used the this as a pretext to have someone attack you.
Oh no! It's a proper blood feud, he says, and he shows you the letter, and the letter is written by the Bakufu in Morioka, registering a legal blood feud between the two schools.
Understood. But that gentleman was obviously here with Murata, and may have brought him here.
Well, you're aware that in this sort of thing that there'll be a man standing there to watch what went on, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And his
Oh,
job
just-
would be
just a
to
witness.
show
Witness.
that his man fought valiantly if he did die. Because if he'd won and killed him, and he probably would have killed him. You don't want to get involved in blood feuds because they're messy.
Oh yeah.
It's a pity that Dylan's dropped out because it could have been good fun. Anyway,
Okay, I will attempt a healing.
excuse me, says Yuka. Are you claiming his equipment? So, well, is that what you do? But yes, he challenged you to a duel, effective. A duel to the death. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, yes. Okay. You, she says, pointing at some guy who stood there. Where are the local letter? Just over there, ma'am. She goes away and she comes back. Get rid of that. Close up and bring it to our inn. Yeah, well, you best follow us along until we find which inn we're staying at. Okay, certainly. And here's she hands him a small amount of.
And which is the nearest local temple? So that we can say funeral rites for the departed.
Do you have any particular preference as to the Buddha? Says the gate guard, who's watched all this with interest but not done anything about it.
Which temples are there in Maibashi?
Well, there's one to Amida Buddha, one to Sakyamuni, one to the Ajizo of Victory, a second one to Ajizo of Victory, and one to Danichi, he says.
I think Amida Buddha would probably be most appropriate.
Okay, in that case, you see that huge compound just over there? That's the temple to Amida Buddha. And you look at it and go, that's a bloody city in its own right, isn't it? Because I believe your home is an A-class temple.
I don't think you actually told me what it was. It's the temple of the temple of the Flying Waters.
Put it this way: this temple to the Amida Buddha would make a small city in its own right. You approach the two so high on the gateway, nod politely. You don't try and stop you because they could see what happened as well. I mean, Murata chose a very good place to embarrass himself, if you like.
Yes.
There's a young priest in it. Bonds, what can we do for you?
I bow politely and explain that this gentleman, i.e. dead body, made the mistake of challenging one of my compatriots, and I wish to arrange for his funeral, or indeed assist in carrying it out.
Please follow me. And he leads you through into a small garden, which is with a small statue of a Buddha in it, which also happens to be the Amida Buddha. Please make use of this. Would you like musicians and that?
I do not believe that the gentleman was sufficiently well connected to need that.
Okay, in that case, he then bows out and leaves.
Okay, I'm pretty well practiced in this, so I shall. Well, first of all, I shall heal Seiki because that could get infected. So, let's try the healing first. D20. So.
Actually, he doesn't look quite as badly wounded as you thought he was, because he's a tough bud.
Okay. The first one fails, probably due to his injuries.
You're at minus.
Okay, well, I need if I'm at -2, I need a 10. So first one attempt fails. Second attempt succeeds. So that is 5 points. That's weird. It looks like 7 points looking at the dice.
Yes. Well, I'm going to call it 7 because that's what it says on the. What I think it says on the screen.
The screen, yes.
Right. Well, I did that with one of those. Okay. Well, he's still with.
Okay, I shall try again.
You've about half healed him with that.
And 6. Is he still wounded?
Very low.
Very lightly. Okay, one last try. That failed because I'm presumably still at -1, yes? Hang on. It says I rolled a 4, but the dice is saying 12.
Well, we'll take what it says in the Roll20 chat. It says because that way.
Yeah, because I hit roll. I rolled another a d20 and it came up with the first one failed at 12. The second one I rolled again and got a 4, but it's still showing 12. Weird. Okay, so in that case, I just did a level 2 one this time, which is another 6. So that is.
He's fully healed.
He's fully healed. That's fine. So that's 3, 6, 8 points of power used. And then I shall carry out a Sagaki rite for Matsura. Is it Matsura?
And 0.8 Shugendo.
Sorry, Murata. 0.8. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you get 0.1 per level of spell that's successful.
Right. And then please don't blow this. I don't want him coming back as an angry ghost. A 15. Well, if it was just a normal Sagaki rite, it worked. If hang on a second, no.
No, fine, fine. There will be no Sagaki, no ghost from him. After all, he's only a rabble, so he had 10 hit points. He was a tough rabble.
Okay.
Okay, you do that, and I shall call a halt because it's coming up to 4 o'clock.